This hangout on air is live.
Elroy has the lights on tonight.
Yeah, hashtag male baffle.
I dig the Boston T-shirt.
Well, I'm all about Boston.
The neck's a little stretched out. You putting that over your head, or you pulling it up from your feet?
No, when sometimes late at night he puts it over his shoulder when he does his scroll saw work and does like the flash dance shoulder out maneuver.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, I put this on via the junk first. That's why it's so opened up.
Oh,
Yeah, stretching out over the waist.
Okay, fine, the waist.
It's seen some better days, eh?
That's not necessarily what it was. Yeah, this thing has been around for a while. I'm not a big clothing connoisseur. I'm not a fashionista. You guys are quite, like, trendy and fashionistas. All of you guys. Rory's got that picture with the mallet or hammer, and he stands there and he's got like the suit and all the stuff. Like,
what?
Hey,
what are you talking about?
Hey, I'm a blacksmither.
Where is this image?
It's plastered all over the internet from A to frickin' $10
By the way, I now love the term blacksmither, and I think we should change all things to blacksmither.
Well,
that's the new one. That's the Elroy just came up with the new one, blacksmither.
Yeah.
No, like you guys are typically, you're like Bales in his videos when he he pops into his workshop. It doesn't matter which of the Bales, there's a continuous, dressed, I'm not that fashion, and Doc, of course, is quite the fashion sense.
So you're saying my work clothes are trendy?
No, I think that you've created, so they are part of your persona because it's what you do, and it's got a theme, so it works. I don't really have a theme. I have rock T-shirts, but they have these huge neck things.
Yeah. The theme is slabone.
Slob on bone. What?
Slabone. It means sloppy.
Slob on the bone.
You guys are more fashionistas than I am by far. I'll just put on some jeans and whatever rock shirt I've got at the time, and that's it, man. I'm not like suit and tie and this and that. Although I have my suits and tie for occasions, but.
Right, suits and ties.
Suits.
But you really don't have to dress nice to go to buy chowder at the Publix.
I found chowder today.
Did you? Like if you actually go and you hang out in polite society a little, like 1 degree further than you, sometimes you gotta dress like an adult.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's those are things that are part of those cliques and stuff, which are normal. I don't look down on it. I totally understand and get it. I'm just rough around the edges, and honestly, I'm rough around the edges. You guys are not. You guys are quite. I don't want to say socialites, but you could easily. Bales could be in his workshop, and you can transport him immediately to like a gala at night with like, fine, and he'd fit in.
I like that you called us socialites, and the three of us probably have documented social problems, like actually written down on a paper somewhere. There's got some social anxieties, and because I know for sure I do. And
I like your new look.
The horn.
I like your new look, Doc.
Thank you. This is actually an old look. This is a recycled look, but I do appreciate that. I just I got a little fed up with the maintenance fees, so.
Well, you look like a decent member. Before, you were not beatnik, not hippie. Right now, you're beatnik-ish.
Yeah, this is like beatnik in exile. Look, like, oh man, I hope they don't find me out. I'm still trying to be cool.
The beatniks were much more, controlled with their look, even though they were considered, like crazy. But from the beatnik era to the hippies, it went wild, and that's where I think you were kind of sitting. Hippiness.
Hippiness. Yeah, that's me, Mr. Hippiness. Hippiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bales is more Backstreet Boy, clean cut, the hair. I mean, well, even with the beard, you've got like the clean cut beard. You don't have the scruff.
Oh yeah, I don't let it go scraggle. And
Yeah, no, you're
I
the
shave the eye
Norelco man of
beards.
the year.
I gotta shave the eye beards.
You have eye beards?
Yeah, who doesn't get the little hair here on the cheek?
I don't have them there, but they sure grow in my ears.
Oh yeah, I trim the neckline, keep the eyebrows in check. Come
Yeah,
on,
dude.
man.
Now riddle me this, Bales man. The razor that you take to your face,
Mhm.
do you take that one south of the border, or is that a completely different razor?
It varies.
Oh, it varies. I like that answer. Didn't want to commit either way. I can appreciate that.
Well, I have a safety razor, but sometimes I get lazy and I just break out the disposables.
What makes you lazy about it? You just don't feel like unscrewing the top.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if
Or
you
I'll
had a
be in the
different-
shower and I'm like, crap, I didn't bring my razor. Well, let's
Yeah.
see what the warden's razor looks like.
Oh,
You won't know.
Ooh, it's pink. I'd be afraid that I'd love it. And the next thing you know, there's me going into the bulk supplies store, walking down the aisle with what is it? The Intuition, those lady razors with the foam on the top.
Oh,
So that's another thing we should scratch lady razors.
I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna admit something. I shaved my beard a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that beard for like 5 years, and there were occasions of cutting with scissors in order to. If not, it would have been down to my belly button. But so I kept it to like above my tits. So when I did shave, and I did a video of it, when I did shave, the razor was so old. The blade was fine. It was a brand, those blades that attach to the stem of the thing, but the freaking plastic of the thing broke, and I don't have. So I've been shaving. Well, not now, but for that whole month, holding the little razor and just going slip, trying to take off as a savage.
Yeah, you wouldn't go get yourself a fresh cut. I don't. Your hair looks like mine, dude. My hair is wiry. You didn't get any ingrown hairs or any shit from that in your face?
I don't know. I don't. Wait a second. What do you mean wiry?
that doesn't happen in Miami.
No.
Who has non-wiry?
Facial hair? Some people have very nice fluffy facial hair.
You mean like that? You can like the hair on your head that you can comb and
No,
part?
but I'm saying like you thick. Your facial hair is thick. Comes in thick. You know. I have all kinds of problems. Like if I don't come at my face correctly with a razor, there's gonna be repercussions. I'm gonna get razor burns, and there's a reason I wear that beard. It's because it just doesn't react well. Like
I can feather my beard hair like a 70s pop sensation.
Ooh, little Farrah Fawcett Bales facial hair
little
action.
Partridge Family, just brush it to the side.
Come on, get happy.
Slow-mo run.
It's not appropriate I'm sure it's appropriate for like Rory, Doc, and Bales in their areas. Maybe, you know what? I would say that Bales maybe a little bit. Nah, they have the like trendy people there and stuff. But like beards here in Miami, there is a little contingent of allowable beardage, but in general, people in Miami like the just complete worst case scenario, perhaps a little goatee type thing, but beards are not looked fondly on.
Well, it's hot.
It's hot, but
you don't want to wear a sweater on your face during the summer.
Yeah, but you know what? Beards don't work that way, though. Funny enough. See, a lot of people have misconceptions about beards in that respect. If they live up north, they think, oh, I'm going to shave that beard off. And yeah, there's some truth, but beards actually, when it's hot out, it actually retains the moisture for the skin because you have that layer of protection from the beard. And when the wind hits it, the air goes through the little bristles of the bristle pad on your face, and it cools your skin.
So it's like a swamp cooler for your face.
If mine got like that, I would have shaved it way earlier.
Like what?
It starts getting all mildewy.
Oh, mildewy.
Moldy. smelling like a sink sponge that's past.
That was like I said. My issue was the maintenance. I always had this weird curl coming out from the bottom like a duck.
Oh,
and it just didn't matter what I did or what I put in it or what I tried to do. I tried all of it. Anything that would hold it was so thick that it would be like pinned straight down or real heavy.
Epoxy.
Right. So then I had to if I showered or whatnot, it would usually come out pretty straight. And I got to the point it was like 2 steps ahead to make sure that my whiskers were on straight. So I just I had enough. It was a good time for it. I kind of had it in my head for a while. I was going to do it right around the time that Eloy shaved his, and then I had to give it some time so it wasn't like a cool guy thing. Didn't want to do. If you would have let me know, Eloy, we could have done it together.
That would actually, you know what? We can wait for the next cycle and go freaking full. We could do a video of everybody.
No I'm not going. This is it.
Well, I was surprised because it had been 5 years since my last complete clean shaved face, and I was surprised that once I cut it off, I grew it back pretty freaking. It's like back, man.
Yeah, my youngest son had never seen me without it.
It's insane how quickly the hair on. And you know what? It's more trendy nowadays. Boy, I hate using the word trendy. It's more, I guess trendy is the right word. It's more people have beards now than I used to know back in the day. I see more people of our age. Well, maybe it's because we didn't have the age for beards then. But you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. A lot of people
the
have beards
Anunnaki
nowadays.
had beards.
Oh, dude, I totally went and saw the Anunnaki in-depth Anunnaki documentary because Bales is always harping on it, and I had sort of looked into it, but very surface. And I went and delved into it, and I kept thinking all the things that Bales said. This was like last week, after last week's show, about them writing it down prior to the Bible and this and that. And I was watching the whole thing, and it's pretty crazy. It's crazy. I don't believe it.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, that's pretty far out there. I mean there's a point where, to me, the information is entertaining, but I think that once you're hit with information so much, that a little misinformation kind of tingles the brain in the right spot. It's like, ooh, or this.
She screwed up in a few parts, and there was a lady telling the story, and she mentioned some things that I had already known not to be true. She said some falsehoods within the timeline of the thing. She said something about the Dead Sea Scrolls. And that's why the Dead Sea Scrolls were hidden, because they didn't want you to know the extra information, this and that. And that's a total lie. The Dead Sea Scrolls were found in the Middle East, and they were kept because there was a sect that was remote in the mountains, and they had these scrolls in jars and this and that, and they just closed off their sect, and they died off thousands of years ago, and the manuscripts were just sitting there. It wasn't like they were trying to hide it. They lived in the middle of nowhere, and those texts were confirmed that when they were discovered in the 40s, confirmed that the Bible because people thought that the Bible that we have now up to this time, or up to that time, was a copy of things not ancient prior to and the Dead Sea Scrolls confirmed that the same Bible that people back in the day used to read, or the manuscripts that comprise it, were the same that we have nowadays, and that kind of, propelled the whole religious thing.
Right. Minus what? What's not in there? Is it the Gospel of St. Philip? One of them's missing.
How long before we get a new version of the Bible? And will it contain emojis?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Bible emojis.
Who's going to write it?
A new version?
Emojis and all the new fancy acronyms.
Oh, boy.
And then Moses LOL'd.
BRB. And they were all LMAO.
That would be horrible.
And Noah was like, "Are you for real, man?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Happy face high five.
Bro.
Happy face high.
And then he showed me the little poop face.
2 pizza emojis.
Yeah,
And then
God
Jesus
said,
made
"I'll
7
get
fish emojis.
He turned but 2 fish emojis into 7 fish emojis.
Where you guys grew up, was it normal among friends to say like, "Hey, dude, come on, man," or was it like, "Yo, bro, come on"? Was it a bro thing or was it a dude thing? Or like here in Miami, it was more, at least in my little group, was more dude with some added bro here and there. Little dude with some added bro.
We had both kinds. We had country and western.
Ooh.
Now, I remember saying bro for a while, but not
I don't
long.
like it.
I'm a dude guy. I still say dude.
Thank goodness.
When my son says bro, it really hits me wrong. I will admit that. He's like, "Yo, bro." I was like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But like it'll even bother me a little bit when he says it to his actual brother, which shouldn't.
Yeah,
This is the one time this is appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Neither.
And how about you guys? Dude or
I was
dude
in the
or bro?
Midwest. I think it was just dude and then man.
And corn. Hey, corn, what's going on, corn?
No, there was another one, but we chose not to say that word on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't know what word it is. Now I'm curious. Can you write it on the side chat thing?
No, we're gonna leave it there.
Oh, because I suspect it's the one that he
We'll talk about it later. Bring it up.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking of another one. Do you know which one I was thinking?
I don't know.
Here, I'll write it on the side chat.
Artard? Oh, God, no, not that one.
Whatever, dude. I go to the grocery store. So you guys live in a different world as well, because I'll go to the grocery store. And so, like, look, when you go to a grocery store, do people say thank you? And
Of course,
good day?
that's because you know what? They probably, if you weren't dressed like a slob and you wore nice clothes like us and you were fashionista socialites like we are, that's probably why we get addressed in the proper manner. And everyone is outside trying to just be like, "Yo, what's up, homeless man? Do you have a lighter?"
When I shaved my beard, people were more responsive here.
I'm sure they were.
You also wouldn't be getting as much free change.
Yeah, they probably think that Boston T-shirt is from Boston the first time. They probably don't think that's an ironic reprint. They're probably like, "Wow, that dude has a
an original."
It's been a minute."
Whatever, dude.
That neck's not stretched out. It's just holding on for life.
Whatever. Holding it together.
Whatever, dude. I'm sorry. Whatever, sirs.
Whatever, fellers.
There's another word that's more benign that I used to hate and I don't hate anymore.
Hey, you don't wear your tidy whities until they're nothing but a headband, do you?
Bales in that question, and with the psychology, the limited, is just trying to discover whether I wear tidy whities. Oh man, no, I've not. I don't go for the tidy whities, man.
All right, I'll be right back. I hit the head. Talk amongst yourselves.
Ugh. I hope Rory has something good.
Huh?
I got nothing. I got Bill and Ted 3. That's all I got.
Do you have a synopsis yet? Because 2 sucked. They got some making up to do.
2 would-be rockers from San Dimas, California, were once told they'd save the universe doing time travel adventure, but find themselves as middle-aged dads, still trying to crank out a hit song and fulfill their destiny.
Do you think that they're gonna pretend like the second one never happened?
I hope they do.
Yeah.
The second one was awful.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe some of the lines they were saying in that too.
I don't remember much of the second one except for the stupid station or whatever. That was 2 things that turned into one when they jumped on each other's back. What the hell?
There were some crappy movies from back in the day, like Encino Man and like the Pauly Shore ones and like all those quirky teenage but cheapy sort of movies. And I sorry to say, the Bill and Ted's fall into that category for me.
The first one?
Unwatchable.
You think the first one was unwatchable?
I didn't even like it back then. Unwatchable.
Dude.
Unwatchable.
Shaw.
I'm sorry.
You talk just like him.
Maybe that's why I don't like them.
Yeah, man. You could be part of Bill and Ted's universe. Actually, I think it's a travesty that you weren't cast.
Well, hell, at least I'd be getting some, what do you call that, compensation, that, what do you call it, like revenue from it? Like pennies every time it's shown. I don't know what you call it.
Royalties?
Royalties. You know, a penny here.
I doubt you'd be a high enough cast member to get royalties.
Oh, then what the hell?
You just get your one-time payout.
Fine. Better than nothing.
You say that you are the long-lost cousin of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I think you could pull it off. He'll be like
his well-fed Hawaiian cousin.
Well-fed. When you had the swollen eye, that side looked Polynesian, so I could see it.
Yeah.
I do have a whole contingency of the family that sailed the ocean blue down in the Pacific back in the 1650s. It was the great Polynesian Escagedo sort of branch of the family, and they traveled the open seas and ended up in Polynesian-like islands. So yeah, that's possible.
I don't buy a word of this. I think maybe 2 of your uncles got lost in Home Depot and ended up in the polyurethane aisle.
The polyurethane aisle. Oh man. Yeah, I'm bull crapping. Hey, did you guys see the dirt then? What's the story? We never
I did
talked
see the dirt.
You did?
I did.
And tell us. Thoughts.
I thought the first half was a bit National Lampoon kind of humor, just over the top scenes, and they definitely rode the mature part on the rating and earned that. And then second half, it got real world real fast, and I was entertained. I liked it.
Okay. Well, did you like any of the characters? Did you think that I personally looked at all the characters and thought, what a shitty life. Even though it's within the context of the movie, I was like, that's so decadent. It's too much.
I didn't see it.
You suck.
Correct answer.
Well, so Bales, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was a good biopic. If you set aside expectations and you don't expect too much, it was a good watch because they blur the timelines, they blur some of the factual stuff, and like Rory said, it starts out kind of slow, and then all of a sudden, as it progresses, the timeline just starts slamming. There's one scene when they're in a theater and they're setting up for a show on the Theater of Pain tour, and 2 minutes later, they're playing live footage from the Girls tour. That's how fast the timeline starts slamming.
Yeah, it was a bit too, and it was like a 2-hour. They just did the setup in the beginning.
Yeah,
longer.
Yeah, so I think it would have made a really good 5 or 6 part miniseries.
I agree with you. I could watch 5 of those or 6. I just like the story, but I don't like their decadence. And like you said, I don't know where you said it, but I know we were talking back and forth, and you said that it's like they were kids or something like, or like like school. You know what I'm saying? Like school kids. You said something like that, and yeah,
Well,
that's exactly it.
if you consider, so in 1981, Tommy Lee would have been around 18, 19, when they recorded their first album, Too Fast for Love.
Yeah.
Nikki would have been 23, Vince was around 20, and Mick was in his 30s already.
Yeah.
So so Tommy Lee was a kid.
Yeah, you're right. 18 is definitely ultra kid.
He went from his parents' house right into rock stardom. Probably never had a regular job.
You know, one thing I did, because I used to love Heather Locklear. I mean, she was incredible, and I just wish that he would have just stuck it out. You know, well, not literally stuck it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dude,
you do.
he was a rock star on the road. He had women just throwing themselves at him.
Dude, but Heather Locklear.
Yeah, man, but how many nights you gonna eat pizza in a row before you want something different?
Yowzer.
Bobby, tell him what he's won.
Remind me never to eat Bale's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're on the road. You've got this great love at home. You're in some concert in, I don't know, wherever, America or the world, and like 18 to 555 chicks are trying to knock down your door, and you're like, no, how long till this kid pumped up on juice and frickin', all
There's
sorts
no
of drugs.
social media.
Yeah, you can't type to your friends, Bales, I'm feeling weak this evening. I can't. I don't think I can. There's none of that.
No, I just meant that, the odds of him getting caught were a lot lower.
Oh, I see. See, but you're thinking the devious. I'm thinking from the point
Yeah,
of,
because they were living the life that I wanted to live.
dude, I could
Without
totally,
the drugs and the throwing stuff out the hotel window. I thought that was a little bit over the top, but
well, you say that now, but put you in that situation. Put any of us in that situation. Like Doc is always like with like this control and this and that. Put him in a situation with like fans trying to break into your, and like, the money is being tossed and freaking M&Ms pull out the brown ones, leave all the rest, and like, all the helicopters and this and that. Dude, everybody would become a prima donna. Everybody.
But yeah.
Because think about it, minus and plus the no internet thing.
Ooh, I
To
love
sort of,
access.
or cell phones.
yeah.
Because
Right,
you can get
Unless they're pulling out a Polaroid or another camera. I mean, you just make sure they don't leave with the film.
Yeah. It was a crazy movie. I enjoyed it, but I felt that it was too fast and sort of a little bit. And Vince Neil, and the tragedy that occurred with the accident and stuff and all that, and it just don't.
Oh yeah.
My one regret is that they didn't play Now It's Time for Change.
They skipped over some weird stuff, and they had some weird continuity errors. I don't know how geeky you want to get about it, but so one of the weirdest timeline thing that stuck out to me is his daughter Skylar in the film was born during the Theater of Pain era.
Mm-hmm. And that's not the case.
No, she was born in 1991,
mm-hmm.
and she died in 95 when he was out of the band. Which in the film, he was out of the band when she died. But so in the film, the film screwed up the timeline. She would have been 11 years old when she died in the movie. They screwed up.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing about movies. Movies are a condensed artistic representation of...
Yeah, they're not really worried about it.
Yeah, they were like, this is our story. If you're really that anal about it,
yeah,
pick up the book, or be a investigator.
Yeah. So like, here's a real nitpicky example. So this is like it's turning into a spoiler cast. In the beginning, when Nikki Sixx is in his room and he's throwing a tantrum, right? Because his mom is pissing him off or whatever.
Yeah.
On his wall is a poster of Kiss Alive.
Right.
And the film says that the event has taken place in 1973.
Yeah.
Kiss Alive came out in 1975. And when he throws the chair over, the first Kiss album is on the chair, and that album didn't come out until 1974.
Complete conspiracy.
So random, they didn't do their. I don't know why they did it. They just
Time traveling.
They just threw time traveling
They might have done it just for this thing that we're doing right now,
just to get more people to talk about it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
How much drugs they did. It even affected the movie.
Yeah. Or screwed up the timeline, the reality of
you could be right.
Like
You could be
11
right.
when she died.
They did it to get more people to talk about it. They released the Dirt album at the same time, which isn't that just the greatest hits album with a couple new tracks on it?
I never even freaking listened to it. I stopped listening. Here's the honest truth. I stopped listening to Motley Crue at, Dr. Feelgood. I stopped completely.
You didn't listen to the 94 album?
I didn't.
Here's the other thing about the movie that was weird. So, the whole Vince quits, you're kicked out, I already quit, blah, blah, blah. They make it look like Vince just went and sulked and did nothing during that whole time. But that's not true, because Vince went and did a solo career.
Yep.
And his first solo album came out in 1993 and was actually hit number 12 on the Billboard 200. And then the Motley Crue Self-Titled album came out in 94 and flopped.
Yeah.
Now, Bales, if you were part of that band and you saw this movie.
Which one?
Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And you saw this movie, would you be upset?
They were executive producers.
But
they could have fixed all this.
It would have been start over.
Probably, because I'm anal like that.
Yeah, but the way you're thinking of it, you'd have to have, like you said, a full frickin' series back to back. And you know what? I think they could have pulled it off.
I do too.
And if they would have done that, I think that the views would have kept coming in forever.
Not even a long miniseries, just 5 to 6. No need to do 10.
That's a lot of work.
They could have done it because they still had some. They could have dove into the Vince Neil solo album. They could have dove into the Saints of Los Angeles album and the final tour. They didn't even touch on the fact that after Generation Swine, Tommy Lee left the band to do his solo album, and Randy Castillo came in from the Ozzy band, and then he got cancer and he was sidelined, and they brought in Samantha, the drummer from Hole, and then Tommy Lee ended up coming back. They didn't touch any of that.
It would have been a good extended little mini series for sure. But I'm glad they did it. It's unfortunate but I think they did it purposefully. I don't think that
no Pamela Anderson, no boat ride with a long wiener honking the horn. Missed opportunity, unless that's the sequel.
Well, it's a good rock sort of movie, even though it's not true to life. I liked it. I did feel like with their lifestyle. Maybe it's our age too, because back in the day, I probably think, yeah, man.
No way, man. I'm 44 and I'd jump on that tour bus right now.
Screw that, dude. Are you kidding me?
No.
Dude, you still have the rock.
Yeah.
It's burning.
Mm-hmm.
It's burning inside, and you got to let that tiger free.
Yep.
Okay, well, you know what? I've told you before, I totally believe that you could pull it off. It's just that you think that you need, well, you do need other musicians, but you could, because you can't just, but you could go the route of, like, the drummer is the one. Like, what's this guy's name from the frickin' 50s and 60s that he was a soloist and he'd bring in big bands and stuff?
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich.
Jim Krupa?
You could do like a Buddy Rich type thing where you bring in people and it's Bales, and they can have them doing kick-ass shit, and you could be the guy and you do your thing, and everybody revolves around you, I could totally see you doing that. No problem.
Could play to the Elks Lounge. Maybe the Whipple Senior Center down the street.
Well, it's a start.
There's a couple Easter egg hunts. You could probably pick up the gig. It's coming up.
Yeah. The food truck rodeo. They're looking for a main act.
Don't forget about Earth Day.
Earth Day. Flat Earth Day.
Flat Earth Day.
Flat Earth Day.
They only have flat foods like pizza, tostadas.
How do they drink? From a puddle on the floor?
It's a wet rag that they have to squeeze into their mouth.
Ooh.
Whoa. No. That's not good.
The flat earth rag.
Ugh.
Oh.
Intake is cool.
So Netflix has a movie that's a Netflix original that I think you guys, well, I don't know how you guys will think about it because you guys are so freaking whack in the head. Like it could be good one moment and all of a sudden you're like attacking things. So I don't know where. But it's a series. It's called, did you like that little jab at you guys that you didn't even?
I heard it.
I'm just trying to hang on here. First you said it's a movie. Now you're saying it's a series.
There's a particular movie. Bales is like this.
I'm thinking about flat food.
Yeah.
Bales is critical and suspicious of everything. Is a conspiracy theory with Bales. If something doesn't line up in a timely, in a correct way, he will dissect it until it's destroyed. He ruined Motley Crue until Motley Crue brought it back, by the way, so screw you, Bales. You tried to destroy the Crue, and the Crue is back, even though I don't like the movie that much, but...
I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to point something out. It is really, really hard to podcast without eating snacks.
I don't do it because it makes noise. Tell us about this movie, Eloy.
All right, so it's called The Series, and there's a movie in the series, which I'm going to point out. The series is called
There's a
Black.
movie in the series?
It's one of the episodes in the series.
Okay.
One of the episodes is a movie.
Are you now, Bales, trying to dissect everything and just destroy the good
Just
vibe?
trying to hang on, man. I'm just trying to hang on.
So it's called Black Mirror.
Oh, well, yeah. Like season 4?
Their latest episode, I don't even know, but their latest episode is...
Yeah, the latest one is the Pick Your Own Adventure movie, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
I haven't seen it.
I loved it.
Yeah, same.
You loved it?
We played it like 5 or 6 times.
Picking different options?
Yeah. Even the cereal in the beginning. Man, if it was you wipe your ass with your left hand, I was choosing the right hand.
Awesome, dude. I totally recommend that, especially if you're from our generations, where you'd go to the bookstore. I don't know if you guys ever did this, but there was your Pick Your Own Adventure books back in the day.
Yep.
And I used to love those things, and I'd cheat like a mother trucker. I'd be cheating left and right. I'd say, should I stay? No. I screwed up. Let me go back.
Let me read them both and see which one I like better.
Did you do the same thing?
Yeah.
You're such a cheater. I did the same thing, but it was justified in my case. So it's kind of like that vibe, and I'm totally down with it. I totally recommend. What's it called? Black what? Or the actual episode?
Bangladesh
or something like that. I recommend it to all our fans.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, but did you? All our fans. I recommend it to all our fans.
Both of them.
I recommend it. I recommend it to Dan the Maker Man and the other guy. Who's the other guy this week? That's our fan.
Bandersnatch.
Thank you. I was like, that's a city. No. Bangladesh. No. That was wrong, right? It's not called Bangladesh.
It's a great movie. Recommend it to our fans, and you should check it out. And totally, especially if you're from our generations of back in the day, awesomeness, you will enjoy it. And plus the actual doc, you got to see this, man. You got to see it and participate.
I will have to play along at home.
Doc looks a little bit like Nikki Sixx now.
I was gonna say that earlier. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to prompt into the dirt discussion prematurely.
I look like Nikki Six now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you look
like,
like Nikki
totally.
Six with a stocking cap on, hiding all your hair.
Oh yeah, no bald Six.
Yeah,
You totally look like that.
Nikki 5.5.
Nikki 3 at best.
Okay, Nikki 2. I don't care. Whatever. I don't want to play this game.
outside.
Nicki Minaj.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Huh?
little junk in the trunk.
Little? That's like Titanic.
It's
That's
all
too much.
all the tea.
That's too much. I don't find that necessarily, an appeal. I mean, that's just way it's too much.
Probably prosthetics.
I'd hate to like 2 pillows that are put it like, oh my good. Oh, like inserted.
It's all sewn into her pants.
She's got like little jets on her side, and she got to, put some PSI in there every couple of days.
Yeah,
It's too much, man.
Nikki, you're leaning to the left. I think you need a couple pounds here, honey. There you go. So I'm reading about the lawsuit that Netflix got from Choose Your Own Adventure.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah. They sued Netflix for the concept, being that game is basically their concept protected under trademark.
Oh, I have a
Whoa.
problem with that big time. Big time. And I think Doc would too.
And Netflix is asking the judge to throw it out of court, and that's kind of where it's at right now.
So you can't do a freaking story. That's D&D. Is D&D now gonna, for anybody that says, hey man, that's every board game. That's every freaking game of chance. That's like 3 cups and a freaking.
Can't blame Choose Your Own Adventure for taking a shot, though. I'll take a slice of the pie. I'll hire a lawyer and take a swing. Maybe they'll get a little settlement monies. It's not like they're in high demand right now.
Well, Netflix did it right, and it's freaking brilliant.
And that lawsuit is crap.
I agree with you. Screw them, man. I mean, they're defending, like Doc said, their cash flow and this and that, but can you really justify that the protecting the fact that people, hey, do you want to go left or right, Burger King or McDonald's? No, man,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous, and on every level, dude.
I'm be getting my swerve on a Friday night, be like, oh, baby, where you want me to put it? And all of a sudden, some guy's going to kick in my door with a cease and desist.
Yeah. Sorry, sir, you're not allowed to do that. Yeah, spread them. I'm trying to do that, officer. That's exactly the point, officer.
That was option number 1.
Well, I get that.
Well, officer, are you going to handcuff me?
Oh, it was all part of the plan.
I recommend it big time. Rory apparently does as well. Wait a second, Bales, you did see it, right?
No, I have not.
Oh.
Oh.
Ow.
You can't say anything. Next.
Next. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. I suggest to kick back and watch that one because
I was trying to save it to watch it with the warden, but she hasn't been around, and then she gets home and she's had a long day and she just doesn't want to watch a movie. She just wants to sit in silence. So, and then I just forgot all about it.
Yeah.
So then I saw the dirt. I've been going down a YouTube rabbit hole with ancient technologies in India and all these temples that have been carved out of rocks.
Did you see the 10 conspiracies per episode series yet?
Oh, yeah. I tried to watch a couple of those, and they were just bad.
Yeah.
There's another thing about some monsters on there. I watched just the one about Loch Ness, and I was like,
I'm not too keen into the Loch Ness one. It seems like, I don't know.
And then because I watched that, Netflix recommended The Legend of the Water Horse, and of course I had to watch that again because, it's just a good movie. And then I looked up the Iron Giant, but they didn't have it. But they had this other thing called Blood, Death, and Robots or something. Love, Death, and Robots.
I didn't have to click that.
Yeah, so I watched all 18 episodes of that. That was great.
Damn, dude.
What'd you think of all the different animated movies?
I loved them. So you've seen it?
Yeah, I was.
Love, Death, and Robots.
I was uncomfortable. at
You
point.
were?
Yeah.
I was aroused.
CG sex just makes me feel weird.
Well, you didn't grow up in the days of the movie called Heavy Metal then.
Yeah,
No.
but back then we were kids though, and so it's like
So
exciting.
you're saying I'm too old to rub one out on a VHS tape?
No, it's just like, but a cartoon, dude.
How many times did you bang Jessica Rabbit?
I didn't know, dude. I don't.
You liar! You're a liar.
Are you kidding? I look at it as a cartoon.
You never. Jessica Rabbit wasn't in your spank bang.
No.
You are a liar.
She was just drawn bad. She couldn't help it.
She couldn't help it.
No, dude, that didn't. The cartoon thing. Okay, cool. I'm not into the cartoon thing.
You were bashing Roger the Rabbit?
No, it doesn't really do that. Like what Rory said, it's kind of a little bit like, there's an industry, but I prefer like seeing the actual real.
It just seems unnecessary. Like, did we really need to see him doing what he was doing to her on the big glass panel? I didn't need to see that.
And what is this again?
Love, Death, and Robots.
On Netflix.
Is that what it's called, Rory?
It's close enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the big naked fat dude. The animatronic. Oh yeah, that I didn't need to see that dude's. I didn't need to see that guy's gonzo.
But then you got like the shark eating that guy in the desert. Totally like, wow.
Wait a second. Is it worth watching? I mean, can you tell the audience?
The episodes are between like 8 minutes and 14 minutes, so it's not like a huge time investment.
Which was great because like I could eat dinner, watch one. I didn't fall asleep. All right, good.
Yeah.
On to the next.
But it wasn't mind blowing.
The concepts are pretty good. It's just the adult part of it. I didn't see the reason for it.
Well, that's what pushed Bales to the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
But that Bales is exactly right. You have this curiosity about, well, crap, I just saw that. What am I going to see now?
Okay, so you would recommend it?
Yeah, especially if you like Black Mirror, because they usually get you at the end of it.
Yeah, a
they
little
do.
twist.
And it's not just a simple the bad guy is now the good guy. It's a good plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fair enough.
Snap a couple carrots too.
What?
Jerk off.
Oh,
Carrot snapper.
see, in my mind, I was thinking Bugs Bunny, this and that.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit was hot.
What? No,
It
dude.
was like,
Yes,
like
she
our
was.
generation Betty Boop.
Okay, so how do you feel about Betty Boop in black and white?
Yeah, she didn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, the Jessica Rabbit thing, it just doesn't. I don't. So you're joking.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what about Sin City? Was it no, not Sin City? I'm sorry. Brad Pitt was in it, and he was a cop, and they had some rotoscoping.
7?
No, it wasn't 7. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I wrote Brad Pint. Gosh dang it, Pitt.
I watched 7 recently too on Netflix.
So good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that since it came. When did that
Are
come
you
out?
talking about Cool World?
Cool World. Thank you.
When did 7 come out? Because I remember watching that in the theaters.
You saw it in the theaters?
I think so.
It was like 25.
What do you mean 25?
1995.
It was 1995,
You were 20.
and I couldn't go to the movie theaters. Huh?
You
We
could
weren't
go to the
allowed?
movie- You could go to the movie theater at 20.
Dude, I used to go to the movie theaters at 7, 8 years old. We had one down the street here, and you just paid for your ticket. You couldn't go to the R. They
That
were
was,
like,
that was your parents' idea, daycare. All right, honey, we'll be back later. when we got to the age where our parents would just drop us off at the mall to see a movie, or we would just walk. During the summer, our parents still went to work, and we would just walk to the mall to go there. I don't know what the hell people are thinking. It was a different time back then, man.
yeah.
We were just tweeners. No
And
adults
nothing but
around.
time.
And as long as we didn't buy a ticket to an R movie, they let us in. So we'd buy the PG movie. We'd sneak into the R movie because no one was watching the theaters or, taking tickets. And then once that movie was done, we'd come out and we'd just slip into another theater. We'd just watch 2 or 3 movies a day.
There was nobody there other than the people that sold the tickets. The guy that would stand there to break the tickets in half and give you the little stub, which was like whatever. And then one guy at the concession stand. That's it.
Yeah.
I'd sneak into all the freaking movies just like you did. I remember when they came out with that movie, the guy that did Batman, Beetlejuice, and it was Beetlejuice being played, as well as other current movies, and we went and hit all of them, dude. We were sick after watching so many movies.
But it'd be great. Middle of the summer, your parents are at work. We didn't have a central AC in the house, so you just go chill at the mall and the movie theater. Great.
And did your mall have like a little arcade thing?
Yep. Arcade, record store. You could flip through all the CDs. You couldn't open them up and smell them, but
We had Subway.
We had Subway.
The sandwich.
That was it. And I got kicked out for loitering.
You're telling me
you were trying to chill out in their AC, you mean?
I had eaten a sandwich. I was with my friends. We were sitting there talking, and this old security guard cop comes in there, points at me, and says, "You get out of here."
Dude, are you telling me that you're in your town? The centerpiece was a Subway. You didn't have the malls. You didn't have none of that.
That was 30 minutes. That was 30 minutes down the mountain. So if you didn't have a car, you had no way of getting there.
They had a nice 32-inch TV though.
How long would it take you to walk to the mall?
Walk to the mall?
Yeah.
God.
Well, 30 minutes is a long time, actually. I'm sorry. A 30-minute drive, that's impossible.
Yeah, through a windy mountain range. That would probably be a 3-day hike, 4-day hike.
Shit, man.
Depending on the weather.
Can you just jump in a bobsled down the side?
Yeah, that's even Mission Impossible, that kayaking down the little muddy stream.
A little zip line down to the mall.
It'd be a 2-day hike for me.
What do you mean?
Take to my nearest one.
So you guys have been isolated in areas of America where you could not culturally integrate with the themes of your day. You guys are like time capsules of days gone by, of a purer time.
Of times of yore.
You totally are, and I'm just realizing now that every time you use like current event, like commentary and it's just things that you've captured from TV after the. You guys are Bales. They're like aliens.
We're the bearded Anunnaki.
Well, no, but that is a big deal, though. The fact that being in areas like that, and yet we were, dude. I had 2 malls that I could go to, movie theaters up the yin yang, traffic left and right. It was, so there is that. But at the same time, being isolated, you're much purer for it. Believe you me.
Why do you say that?
Because
the guy that getting turned on by cartoon females, that's pure. All right.
Yeah.
Thank God for my corn upbringing.
Yeah. And the guy that stole a dump truck, he's so pure.
So you're saying that it doesn't matter that
No.
we're corrupt no matter what the circumstance?
We isolated him and he started going crazy and he started becoming a juvenile delinquint.
Yeah, the problem I say when you grow up in these areas like that, especially, well, no, today it's the same thing. What are you going to do? And you wonder why people are so into heroin and drinking and drugs and stuff. It's like, well, what else were they going to do? They couldn't go, I think a lot of people fall into that trap and it's just boredom, no access to anything. It's like, what do you want for dinner? Pizza or pizza? Oh, yeah. Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Well, thank goodness.
That is a flat food, by the way.
It's a Heather Locklear flat food.
Thank goodness for one thing, because both Doc and Rory, at the very least, don't have this one. I watched a documentary about the people of the Appalachians, and it was
Everything
horrible.
about them.
What's that?
You know everything about them.
No, I don't know everything. Okay, see, you're. I just saw a documentary, and there was
What was so horrible?
You're dressed just like him right now.
no, dude. It's not about the externalities.
Dude,
It's not about.
you look like you're going to a casting call for Dick Dynasty after this.
The Swamp People season 5,
I think they're way past season 5.
season 15.
That's kind of I do live like right next door to the Everglades, and I did work there.
You'll be on the offshoot, the inlanders that the swamp people don't like.
There's not a lot of swamp people out there. There's nothing. But in any event, the documentary with the Appalachians, and I love how Rory says, also now that you've watched the documentary, you know everything there. So
I was just doing that to poke you because I know I'd get a rise out of you.
And it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit rise.
So, no, there's nothing to do with Jessica Rabbit. But these people were rather, I don't want to be offensive, but they were very limited, man.
Inbred?
I think they broke some carrots.
Dude, it was really screwed up. So so Rory looks quite normal and Doc looks quite normal. How did you guys beat the?
What does normal look like?
Well,
Dad, can we go to the mall and watch a movie? No, shut up and have sex with your sister.
Oh,
what the hell?
Yeah. That's what happens when your family tree is a wreath.
Yeah.
It was very shocking, though.
like what? They drank Diet Mountain Dew or something?
No, dude. You see how we're talking right now? And even though I didn't appreciate that, also now but you have like your brain can function. They don't seem
They're not
to
very
have.
bright.
Yeah, dude, and it's scary because if you're not relatively bright, you can't make calls on actions that you're about to partake in, and it's without the brain being sort of functional and to sort of suss out whether something's good for you or not at a general level, you're screwed. And these people, it was weird, dude. It was weird.
How much thinking do they need to do? They're going to wake up and they're either going to go shoot a squirrel or they're going to have another brother/son.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing, dude. Oh my goodness. So
there's not some young one there going, I just got to get out. And she's just trying as far as she can, but she just can't.
And he lets her come here, but you can stay with me, baby.
Well, it was.
Oh man.
Oh no. It was a little disturbing. I don't want to so there's screwed up people everywhere.
So, Eli, would you date an Appalachian like that?
Well, when you say like that,
you know what I'm talking about. All three of us, four of us, know what we're talking about.
In the same room?
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're
going to the grocery store, you're grabbing some apples, your hand grazes hers, you guys get eye contact, the commercial break music comes over the loudspeakers in the grocery store, and you slowly walk towards each other, and she starts breathing heavy. You can
the Marlboro smoke slowly blowing.
She smiles and the fluorescent lights shimmer off her one tooth.
Well, if you're stuck in a one-horse town,
half a tattoo hanging out from just the outline. It's not colored in yet. Just saving up the money to get our unicorn colored in.
But it looks like it says John Deere above it.
I don't know, but that one-horse town comment I think deserves a little bit more reflection. Just think about it for a moment. If you're stuck when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
What does that mean? If you're stuck in the one horse town, you're going to nail a horse?
Why does it matter how many horses the town has?
The more the merrier.
House horse counter? Do they rotate counters?
I don't know why does that be like? What is this? This town stinks. There's only one horse.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Forget about these wonderful restaurants and accommodations. Only one horse. Screw this place. We're out.
That was like the Michelin star of the Wild West, maybe.
That's all it was. It's only one horse. This was 4 horses.
I'm
I
sure.
think Bales just unlocked it. That's great.
I'm sure, like any other place, that they showed the extreme examples of the area, because I can't believe that most people in those regions, there's no way have. It's sort of like a lot of limitations and a lot of. And by the way, I don't necessarily. Well, I was gonna say I don't think it's better or worse, but on second thought, but I don't think that they're all. I think if you come to Miami, I could sort of direct you into the most extreme cases, but you can tell right away that that's an extreme case. I'm not sure either way if what those documentaries represent are indicative of the whole area. That's kind of disturbing.
Have you seen Black Snake Moan?
No.
No. Samuel L. and Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Wow.
Is that on Netflix?
Never mind.
Is it-
I don't know. Let me look.
It's a bit racy.
Racy in what way?
She's like she's kind of a hellraiser, sex addict, and he abducts her to try to break her of her sinning ways.
Oh, I don't like that.
Like a sexual detox.
I think you might like it, Eloy.
Okay.
I can't tell if you can. I think you can rent it.
Black Hill Mountain?
Black Snake Moan.
Oh, Moan.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like an X-rated movie to me.
Yeah. Alabama Black Snake.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
The snakes moan?
Nope.
How do you know?
He's a gladesman.
Oh.
Snake
Works in
remember
wildlife. As a matter of fact, this would be one of the times that I would say Eloy actually does know what he might be talking about a little bit and is not completely full of shit.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful sentiment, Doc.
You're welcome.
I stand corrected.
So, Bales, how did the Mohawk work out for you? Is it working out for you?
It's not bad. I mean, there hasn't been many people in the office, so there's no one there to see it.
Yeah.
It's the last week of March, so everyone's using all their vacation time before they lose it.
Are you just gearing up to man bun season?
Shannon said no man buns are allowed.
Thank goodness.
Would you try it once when no one was around? I'd have to try it.
No.
I would. I'd want to see what it felt like, and I would look at how stupid it was, and then I'd take it out when no one was around.
Her brother has one, and I already know it's stupid.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not stupid at all, but I'm just saying I would have to try it.
No.
Not out in the town. I would never leave the bathroom.
I haven't even been going out on the town like this. I'll slick it back and put a pair of sunglasses on top of my head to hold it down.
Ah, that's a good look.
Yeah, so I look like Tommy Lee circa 19.
I knew it.
1992.
Yeah, I knew it.
Decade of decadence.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew when you did it. I was doing the connection with the dirt and the this and the that. I knew that you were going for that look.
I wasn't going for that look. I just was, having a little, extended midlife crisis moment, and I decided to shave most of my head.
My friends called today down from LA.
Hey, are you 44 yet there, pal?
They were shooting pool all night, sleeping half of the day.
It's March 28th. You have to be 44 already.
No, it's actually in the 31st.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Are you?
Yep.
So you're older than I.
Yep.
So all this disrespect, I should just change my ways. How dare I?
I'm your elder.
You are.
Elder statesman Bales.
Yep. Of a 3-horse town.
3 horses.
Dude, I don't think any of you guys are into this sort of area of the thing. Maybe you are, but I know Doc isn't much appreciative of the sort of Dungeons and Dragons things, or are you?
You say it like that. You say I'm not appreciative of it. I appreciate it. I'd never played.
Well, sort of like the medieval sort of vibe and all, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole, you're not,
I've watched the Lords of the Rings movies. That
okay.
was cool. I don't seek out fantasy like that. It's cool. I like the real stuff, like, King Arthur and that whole tale.
That's actually speculative of, I can barely get speculative out. That's actually speculative.
Speculative.
Because it might be that it's just, a
Well,
legend.
yeah, like the legend stuff I like.
I saw the whole complete. I skipped through it though, but I saw the whole complete Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys watched that?
Yep.
A little.
A little. What's your take on it? I loved it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Gearing up for the last season. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a short one too.
Six episodes or 7?
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you like it's just it's a very complex world, and it's well written. I love that's on par, if not more, than Lord of the Rings itself. I love the way they've done that. That's all I got to say about that, really.
So you binged it.
I binged it.
So what'd you think of the Hodor episode?
Oh, that was really cool, dude.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like that they break up timelines or different groups and how things interconnect, and the writing is very well. And that the small guy, the dwarf, he's freaking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. And so is Kaeli, or what's her name?
Khaleesi?
Kaeli. Yeah, she's incredible. I think she had a brain aneurysm or something recently. Did you hear about that?
I don't keep up with the A-listers.
Yeah, she had some problems, and she made it through and stuff, and they almost didn't begin to record that last season. So yeah.
Where did you learn that information?
On the internet.
Oh, man, look at you knowing stuff, Mr. Informed Socialite Fashionista.comer.
Fashionista.
You know lots of stuff.
About the thing that we started, and you guys sort of like, hit me hard with like my what I wear with, the shirts, and also understand that this is Florida. It's very hot, man. Always. It's like super
Eloy,
hot.
you also understand that you could show up in a tuxedo and we still bust your balls. Like it is the paradigm of knowing that there is no right answer.
No one gets out alive.
Would your tuxedo shirt have a stretched out neck?
A little bit.
From 1980.
That's what happens. You sweat, right, and you get the ring around the shirt, and then it kind of flops down, and then you
Camouflage bow tie?
You don't own a camouflage hat?
No.
Rory, do you own a camouflage hat?
No, it's the wrong time of year.
No, come on. Do you own a camo hat?
He had one, but he can't find it.
Lost it again.
So Doc, do you have a camo hat?
No, nothing like that around here.
I have a hypothetical question for Bales.
Ooh.
You ready? You're walking in a forest and you found a black suitcase. Inside it holds $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word, "Don't." Would you take the suitcase home or would you leave it?
Leave the suitcase, take the money.
Ooh.
Where are you going to stuff it?
It's $1 million. That's right. Somehow putting it in your clothes.
Oh, it's probably cursed. You better leave it. But what is the note saying? Don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's saying don't leave it. Don't tell anyone.
Also, along with the suitcase Bales, I'd left the bill that said don't. I would have been like, here you go. You could just stay in here with the suitcase. I don't need to see you ever again. And I'll just take the monies. And
Rory did it totally wrong. Here's the way Rory should have asked the question. You find the suitcase, and inside there's a bloody dildo and a letter that says don't. Now what do you do?
I'll leave it there.
You take the money and leave the dildo.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep.
I would totally take the damn briefcase. I would take the briefcase. Take it. I would take the briefcase. Totally.
Is it cursed? What's the answer, Rory?
I don't think there is an answer.
Oh.
See, Bales?
I think it just is a discussion to see,
Test our morals.
Yeah.
What's moral about not taking a briefcase full of $1 million with a letter that says don't on it?
I mean, either I'm going to take it and keep it, or I'm going to turn it into the police.
At which point
It's not doing anyone else any good in the forest.
Okay, so you can take it, and you can take the briefcase and the note to the cops, but you just don't tell them about the money.
No, you don't do that. And why would you tell them? Okay, there's no crime. The blood on a little paper that says don't is just a paper with and how do you know it's blood? Maybe it's not blood. Maybe it's not. What?
You tasted it.
Okay, I tasted it.
And if you touch the note, now your fingerprints are on it, so you're screwed.
No. Okay, a piece of paper.
You cannot eat the note. That's disgusting, and no.
That wasn't even on the board.
Dude, it could be animal blood. It could be anything.
From what animal? The animal that wrote the note?
That was a deer that stole it. It got hit by a car. And it was like, I'm trying to write.
And by the way, maybe the don't has nothing to do with the briefcase, even though it's inside there. Who knows what the hell? Look, the money is not going to do the forest any good anyhow. You take it with you, and that's it, man.
The way I see it is that it's litter, and littering is wrong.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. He's saving the world.
And notice how Bales said, well, wait a second. His first question, well, wait a second. Is it cursed? This is a guy that's going to the land of curses and frickin' like statues of mummies and the pyramids.
Yeah, but I don't plan on taking anything out of the temples.
Are you practicing that whole
swapping the sandbag?
And swap?
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious if you're like practicing for Egypt.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to take a little souvenir.
Taking my own trained monkey so he can eat the dates.
I want you to chip off a little piece of the pyramid.
Dude, I am not taking any risks because I hear their jails can be a little rough.
You think?
Yeah.
Just chip off a little piece when you go into like a mummy.
Look, man, if I'm gonna take one up the poop chute in jail, it's gonna be on U.S. soil. It is not gonna be in Egypt.
It's gonna be by a goddamn American.
Yeah.
It's gonna be by American
in a 3-horse town.
Scratch.